bring in the former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Vikram Singh, also now joining us. Sir, good to have you with us on the broadcast. Details are still sketchy, but we're understanding there was an IED ambush by Maoists in Aranpur in Dantewada. Let's begin from that. How difficult would the combing operations be in an area like this?
Extremely difficult, to say the least. I feel very sorry on this tragic attack. IED, Improvised Explosive Device, was used by the Naxals on predictable lines. The area also is well known for Naxal activities. But as you pointed out, a critical mistake, a mistake that could have been avoided using the same route twice in short span of time, was a fatal mistake. This should never have happened. This is one SOP that should have been followed in letter and spirit. It is not good to sit in judgment, but I feel that this should have been enforced. Now that an attack has happened, it gives two indications: the presence of Naxals and the area domination. Both need to be addressed now, that if the Naxals are there, we need to have some kind of actionable intelligence mechanism. Also, that if the IEDs, whether obviously they had the ingredients, they had the know-how, and they had the area domination. This area domination has to be decimated in the next 72 hours. And the police and the law enforcement agencies will have to have the area domination, get actionable intelligence, which are contributory to each other. Once you have area domination, you have actionable intelligence and vice versa. Now, to get after them, this group, it should not be impossible. But yes, I feel sorry for the Jawans and my condolences to the families who have lost their family members. But yes, there are important lessons to be drawn. And from these lessons, we should, I think, be able to give a befitting reply very soon. The Honorable Home Minister is already assuring all help. We could use air reconnaissance, drone technology, and also other technologies, so that we had the upper hand for so many months now. This has happened after a long time, but yes, we need to have the upper hand and area domination yet once again.
Sir, as you rightly pointed out, that area domination is something that the officials and authorities on the ground will have to look into. But I want to ask you a broader issue, which is the entire menace as far as attacks by Naxalites are concerned. Not the first time, and unfortunately many believe that won't be the last time, even though the Chief Minister is assured that all those behind this Naxal attack will be caught at the earliest. What is that area that still continues to be a challenge, considering the fact Maoists still continue to attack?
The terrain, a bad administration, an insensitive administration, and a not very vigilant law and order mechanism. These have always been the three ingredients wherever Naxalism has existed. Let us address them. A resolute nation cannot have to have such attacks. And to say you're very right, the naked truth is that this is certainly not the last attack, but we can't afford even a single attack now. It's not a question of whether we can afford or not. Yet we should do all what we can to have a sensitive administration, to have a corruption-free administration, to give redressal of grievances the topmost priority, and also the police has to be taken at different level so that technologically and numerically they are a generation ahead of the Naxals.
I also want to understand, sir, just speaking as far as the terrain is concerned, because you started by saying that the biggest challenge for the combing operations is going to be the terrain. Considering the fact we're putting out the first pictures as well, what you can essentially see as far as the top view is concerned, that the road is completely blown off as far as this Maoist attack is concerned. So the kind of explosives that have used, the intensity of the blast, what do the initial details suggest to you?
I would suggest that they pilfer from the dynamite factories, and wherever there are quarries, you would see that all the Naxal attacks, and most of them do happen where there are quarrying and where there is blasting that is happening, so that the gelatin and the dynamite sticks are easy to procure. Also, the number of loads is very limited. You know, Suraj Bhan, what he used to do, he would plant these in and almost make it impossible for all the roads so that he could kill at will. They were the killing fields of the Naxals, but yes, they had to be cleared, they had to be sanitized, and then our security forces were able to go through these roads. The jungle trains have not made things easier also, but yes, this is a terrain that is there, and we have to work on that.
Sir, I just want to talk to you as far as the concerns of Chhattisgarh alone are concerned. As we pointed out, that we can remember at least good 8 to 10 big Naxal attacks that have happened in the past, whether it was Narayanpur, whether it was Sukma, whether it is Dantewada. How is it so difficult that authority after authority finds it difficult to tackle the menace of Maoists, and we continue to lose our brave hearts?
It is so easy to sit in judgment, but I have been and I have fought. I have been a part of these operations. But yes, to rest on one's laurels is the fatal mistake that we all commit. one thing happens and then see that, yes, we have got the upper hand. And then we go for a sleep. It is not that a single victory does not give you the luxury to relax, but it's that reinforce yourself, strengthen yourself, see wherever there is chink in the armor, analyze your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities on a continuous basis so that you continue to have an upper hand. A single advantage, a single surrender, a single victory does not entitle you to rest on your laurels ever. Eternal vigilance is the secret of advantage in these areas.
I want to understand essentially another aspect, something that we were discussing a short while ago. I'll just request you to stay on with